We are spiritual seekers, but we need to admit it to ourselves. Now that does not solve the problem, because the problem still remains that there is the world and there is spiritual life. Here is Vivekananda's speciality. In the introduction to the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Sister Nivedita has written a wonderful introduction, few pages, very powerful, beautiful introduction. We are celebrating 150 years of the birth of Sister Nivedita. She says that the Upanishads, Vedanta, Upanishads and Gita, the teachings of Vedanta are ancient. And they would have been there even if our master had not come. By our master, she means Vivekananda, because Vivekananda was her guru. Even if he had not come, these teachings would have been there. So what is the speciality of Vivekananda? What did he give? And he says, here is the speciality of Vivekananda. Here is the crowning achievement of our master. He said that the one and the many are the same reality, perceived by different spiritual seekers at different levels of spiritual evolution. Now what does that mean? It means that which you are trying to realize in spiritual life, God realization, Brahman, enlightenment, and that which you confront with your eyes open, samsara, job, family, they are not two different realities. This has to be understood. Often the great problem in our spiritual life is exactly what you have said. Here is God and here is the world. I have limited time and energy. If I see it in that paradigm, then almost always God will lose. Yes. Why will God lose? Because when you open your eyes, when you look around from the morning, what do you see? You see the world. You see people, you see a family, you see jobs, you see problems. That's the world. That's called samsara. You do not see God. God remains a matter of theory, a matter of faith, a matter of conjecture. And very soon, the practices devoted for God realization, they're pushed into a corner. And they become mechanical, they diminish, they become powerless. Because it's an important principle. What we think to be real, our attention always goes there. Reality draws our attention, time and energy. Imagine, we get so involved in the dream. Why do we get involved in the dream? It's because we do not recognize the dream to be a dream. For the time being, when we see the dream, Shankaracharya says, Swakale Satyavad Bhati. When there is a dream, during the period of the dream, it seems to be real. Because it seems to be real, it draws our attention. The moment you get up and you say, oh, it was a dream, here is the reality. That was a dream. All your attention, energy comes to this, and you dismiss whatever you saw in the dream as just some appearance. Now, for us, this is the problem. This world has all the reality, and God has an assumed reality, an attributed reality, something based on faith. The same problem of doubt. It's infected with doubt, and it becomes weak, therefore. Now, Vivekananda strikes at the root of this problem. The solution is a very powerful and radical solution. He says there are not two realities. There are not two realities. There is only one reality. Brahman, misunderstood, is the world. The world right now, this world, correctly understood, properly appreciated, is none other than Brahman. What an incredible statement. Where is God? God is right here. When do we get God? After death? No, right now. And in what? In everything. In yourself. In that case, it begs a question, if God is right here, right now, and in everybody, in myself also, then it should be evident to me. And Advaita Vedanta says it is evident to you. You are missing it. The problem is not that you have to find God somewhere else. God is right here. It is hidden by our ignorance. We don't know what to look for. Advaita Vedanta does not give you an unknown God. A God which is continuously revealed. Advaita points it out to you. Swami Vivekananda's one of his most powerful lectures in this country was called The Open Secret. I think he gave it in London, in Jnana Yoga lectures. The Open Secret. It's a secret, no doubt about it. That's why we don't know it. But it's not a hidden secret. It's an open secret. Upon enlightenment, what will our realization be? Oh, it was not there, now I have it. No, our realization will be, it was always there. Oh my God, I never saw it. I never realized it. It is always completely evident. It's as evident as the sun shining in the sky, more so. Sri Ramakrishna, when Narendranath asked him, have you seen God? He says, yes, just as I see you, even more clearly. What does that mean, even more clearly than I see you? So it is this very reality. We have no time to go into the depths of it, but Advaita Vedanta shows us in our experience right now, in this experience, what is God. One example, Drigdrishya Viveka, the 20th verse. Asti bhati priyam rupam namam cheti angsha panchakam adya trayam brahma rupam jagat rupam tatodvayam. In every experience you have, these are the constituents: isness, existence, appearance in consciousness, and bliss, happiness, and a name and a form you see around you. Name and form belong to samsara, existence, appearance or consciousness, and bliss are God, are Brahman. And it is coming everywhere, in every experience. The Kena Upanishad says, Prati bodha viditam matam. In every experience when you find God, you are enlightened. Not only in God experience, not only in samadhi, not only in a vision of God. In every experience, when you're looking at the world, you will find God. If this is so, you will say it's not so for us right now. True. But if the fact is that Brahman is right here, you see, we are mistaking the rope for a snake, the classic Advaitic example. Mistaking the rope for a snake. Now let me ask you a question. You're seeing a snake. It's really a rope. Even when you're seeing the snake, where is the rope? Where is the rope? Right there. You don't seem sure about it. Right there. Where you are seeing the snake, the rope must be right there. If I tell you that reality of this altar is wood, what do I touch? Wood. I'm touching the wood here. It's right here. If the reality of this world is Brahman, if that is so, actually so, then where is Brahman? Right here. In whom is Brahman? In everybody. Vedanta shows us how to appreciate that. In that case, whatever you do in life, whether it's in Vedanta society, in a temple, or in your corporate office, you are actually dealing with God. Vivekananda said, never approach anything except as God. Never approach anything except as God. You require a whole of Vedanta to actually understand this. But when you understand it, it's liberating, it's thrilling, it's electrifying. Neither you nor I have seen or experienced anything other than God all our lives, but we know it not. Vivekananda says. In that case, what follows? What is the relevance to your question? The relevance is this. Sister Nivedita says, if that is so, henceforth, no division between the sacred and the secular. She says, to have and hold is as stern a trust is to renounce and quit. As to renounce and quit. Become a sannyasi, run away to the Himalayas and meditate on God. You're in quest of God. You are right here in the middle of your life. You can equally well be, or even better be, in quest of God. Arjuna was asked to do his duty. He wanted to run away from that. He said, if you want to realize God, then again you have to do this. But now convert it into spiritual practice. How do you convert it into spiritual practice? Your corporate work. First of all, the idea must be clear that this is not different and God is not something different. I can find it here itself. Now, how can I convert this into spiritual practice? Is it not true that even in corporate work, let's leave spiritual practice alone for a while, even the work that you're doing in the corporate office, people do it for different reasons. Some are doing it for the money. Some are doing it for self-actualization. They want to be a better person. Some are doing it to express their talents. Some are trying to find satisfaction and fulfillment in it. Some, maybe the proprietor of the company, maybe the founder, if it's a small startup, it's an act of creativity, creation for that person, not to make money as such. It could be for different reasons altogether. Some might be just there for the company of other people. doing a job because I like it. This is my extended family. Somebody said, in this day and age when families have broken up, communities have broken up, people migrate all over the world, it is the corporations which take the place of families. Peter Drucker, he says. Many of the responsibilities which were fulfilled by family and community earlier are now, they have to be fulfilled by the corporation. And the corporation will say, no, we don't have that liability. We are limited liability. And Peter Drucker, none other than the greatest management guru of this age, he says a true leader, he calls it a servant leader, he says a true servant leader is somebody who has unlimited liability. Mentally, spiritually at least. So anyway, that work itself is done by different people for different reasons. You can do it for God realization. Never approach anything except as God. Sri Ramakrishna says, Shiva Jnane Jiva Seva. Serve all beings in the knowledge that they are none other than God. Shiva Jnane, knowing them to be Shiva, not imagining them, not thinking them to be Shiva, knowing that they are Shiva. If Vedanta is at all true,